Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. As you can see with the black background today, we are trying something a little different as far as lighting and stuff goes, just to see if maybe it looks a little better on camera and you can see the dinosaurs a little better when they're down here on the actual table. I feel like a lot of the time the lighting kind of gets a little dark for some reason when they're down here on the table, so I'm just trying to see if I can elaborate the dinosaurs a little better when they're actually down here. So you'll have to let me know in the comments if the black background works better than the white background. Either way, today we are taking a look at another Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figure, and it is one of the brand new attack pack figures that have recently hit stores, and it is the Proceratosaurus. This is a figure that I was looking forward to for quite a while. Once I heard they were making one, I was pretty excited because I do love Proceratosaurus, and I thought that they would do a fantastic job on it as they have done with all of the other Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figures. And I'm gonna say that it definitely is a very nice figure, but it's not quite as nice as I was expecting. I mean, it's good, it's definitely very good, but I feel like it could have been a little better, but maybe that's just me being a little picky, I don't know. Either way, let's get a closer look at it. So taking a look at him nice and up close and personal, you can see that the sculpt work on the face is definitely really nice. It's beautifully done, lots of little bumps and stuff all over the head, just showing the beautiful sculpt work and detail of the actual head. Even with this little horn type crest on the top here, you can see that there is some nice sculpt work in that as well. But you can see with the eyes are kind of a big problem for me with this figure. You can see, first of all, this eye is like looking behind him, like he's afraid that something's coming up behind him and he doesn't want to look. And then this eye is just, focus a little bit here. You can see it's just completely missing the mark, and I thought that maybe that was just some sloppiness, you know, some quality control issues on this figure, because a lot of the Fallen Kingdom figures have had that, where you'll have the sporadic one that just has the lazy eye, or the eye that's just not even on the face at all. But I bought two specifically to repaint one, and if you look, the eye is even worse on this one. I don't know why, or what happened. I feel like this eye on this side is beautiful. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. But then when you look at this side, that is just awful. So, maybe it's a widespread thing with these Proceratosaurus figures that the eyes are pretty messed up. I don't know. Either way, it's not something that I'm too happy about. And it definitely lowers my rating as far as how much I like this figure, because I can't seem to find one that has a decent eye. It feels like on each side, one of the eyes are painted fairly nice as far as where they are put, that's actually in the right spot, but this one is just awful with the fact that he's looking behind him, and then this side just really is not on the mark. At least the other one has one good eye, so when I do display it, if I ever get a chance to, I will display it from that side. As you can see, it has an articulated jaw, and the inside of the mouth is painted pretty nicely, has a nice gloss on it. Teeth are all painted pretty well. There's no real sloppiness or anything with them. And I feel like the inside of the mouth is pretty cool, simply because if you look in the back there of the mouth, it's like a brighter pink, but the tongue is more of a purplish color, or a purple pink type color. So it's cool that they did add different coloration to the tongue and to the back of the mouth. I really like that. Coming down the back, you can see that it's a very dark coloration on the dinosaur. You can see some light gray up here on the top of the head, and then of course there's red here on this little horn crest type area, the little horn on that. But if you come down the back, you can see it's more or less a dark gray with an even darker gray, almost blackish coloration that kind of gives it a little bit of a variation of color in the back. It's almost hard to make out since the figure is so dark, but you can kind of see it there. And then the underbelly is just this light coloration, but you can see it's not painted that well. There's kind of breaks through all the areas of a darker brown. I don't know if that was meant to be that way, or if that's just the way it turned out. But either way, I feel like it's a little sloppy on the part of Mattel. Coming down into the shoulder blade though, you can see that the sculpt work is really nice. Lots of little bumps and cracks and crevices and such all over the place. The hands are sculpted beautifully. There isn't really a gloss or anything on the fingernails though. And obviously there is no change in coloration. One thing you're never going to get, it seems, is a change in coloration on the nails for any of the attack pack figures, as they're, in my opinion, what would be the laziest of all of the Mattel figures. They're still not bad, but as far as coloration and the nails or anything goes, you're just not going to get that with these. You see some nice sculpt work here on the back, and some more nice sculpt work here on the side. Some skin folds. You can see a little bit of skin right there, like somewhat of a skin fold here leading back to the leg, which is nice to see. The actual leg is sculpted beautifully as well. Nice muscle tone. Musculature here in the calf as well. In my opinion, as far as the feet go, they're not too oversized. A lot of the figures, especially with the attack packs, have had really oversized feet like the Raptors, but if you look at it from a distance, you can see the feet don't look that bad as far as the size goes. So I'm hoping that any future Raptors, maybe they'll resize the feet and proportion them a little bit closer like this one is, because the feet look better in my opinion than any of the others do. The overall sculpt work and stuff on the feet, it's really nice. Nails are painted the same as the rest of the body again, and for some reason no gloss. There is the code on the bottom if anybody's interested. And then coming back into the tail, nice sculpt work. But again, with the tail, I feel like that tail is just oddly short. And it's not just on this figure. If you've seen any pictures of the Spinosaurus has somewhat of a short tail as well. So I don't know why they're skimping out in the tail department, but the tail on this one is really short for some reason. And the other side is also very nicely done, but it looks pretty much exactly as the opposite side. I really do like the coloration of the figure, regardless of it being very dark and not even a remotely flashy type of a look to it. I do still like it. I feel like on a Predator, a darker coloration is a more realistic coloration, because odds are it would have to be hiding in some dark area to try to ambush prey or to sneak up on some kind of prey. So a darker coloration makes sense to me. I do like the brighter coloration up here on the head as well, because that may be some kind of flashy look to it to try to attract a mate or something like that. I definitely dig that as well. So the overall paint scheme looks very nice. The sculpt work and detail also looks very nice. The eyes are pretty sloppily painted, sadly, and I don't know if there's a way to get around that. And then of course I feel like the tail is a little too short, but other than that, it's pretty nice. And as you can see looking right here, they do look pretty cool if you buy more than one. Having like a mating pair or something like that, it does look pretty neat like that. Although I will be repainting probably the one that has two bad eyes. This one that's just looking behind him, I am just not a fan of at all. So I'll probably repaint this one. As far as articulation goes, I did say that the jaw is articulated. The arms are of course articulated, as are the legs. And the tail actually is on a swivel, which I don't recall if all the attack pack figures had that, but I don't believe they did. I think a lot of them didn't have any type of articulation in the tail. I could be wrong though, but this one definitely does. The arms and legs and stuff don't come out away from the body like they do on a lot of other figures, so it's very basic articulation, but it's still quite nice. As far as the size goes, from the head to the tail, you were looking at about 6 inches long, or a little over 15 centimeters, and for a height, about almost 3¼ inches, or about almost 8½ centimeters, but not quite. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, and you can see that he just absolutely dwarfs these little Proceratosaurus figures, which is actually quite humorous because really these two are actually related, because the Proceratosaurus is more related to a Tyrannosaurus than it is to an actual Ceratosaurus. Just a little tidbit of info for anybody that wasn't aware of that strange fact. But either way, you can get a good idea that the attack pack version here is quite small. So this attack pack version of the Proceratosaurus, now I keep saying version, I don't know if there are going to be any other versions, but I really don't think so. As far as I know, as of right now, there have been no other releases of this species that has been announced. So I guess it's only the attack pack version, but it looks pretty nice. It's not terrible. The sculpt is definitely pretty nice. I do like a lot of the sculpt. There's a lot of detail, and I'll be quite intrigued once I actually get around to repainting one to see how much detail I can really try to bring out in the figure and see just how nice the sculpt work is, because with the dark coloration that it is, it's a little harder to really pick up on a lot of the small details of the sculpt, which is sad. I feel like they could have went with a little bit of a brighter color scheme, since it is just a toy, but I do still really like this darker coloration on it. I think it looks very nice on this figure. The eyes, unfortunately, if you go to purchase one, definitely check the eyes as best you can. Unfortunately, with the attack pack figures, they are inside and you can't really see the opposing eye, but try your best to get one with a decent eye, as it seems a lot of them have pretty messed up eyes. Another unfortunate side for this is that these figures are a little bit tough to find in actual stores. I found mine in Walmart, and I do believe they are showing up in both Target and Walmarts, but they're pretty obscure in my area at this point in time, so hopefully in your area they're a little more common. If not, they are on Amazon, but they're like double the price that you would pay for them in an actual store. I believe they literally are. It's like 13 something, so almost $14, but in store in Walmart they're only like $7. So if you do want to fork out the extra money, you can order them online, as they are a little harder to find in store, but if you can find them in store, you'll be paying half the price. Either way, that's definitely a pretty decent figure. I really do quite like it. There's a few little issues that could have been better, but I guess we'll just have to live with it. So if you want yours, check the description and I will link you to Amazon.com, where I did see these for sale. If not, head out to your local Walmart and Target. Try to find one for yourself in store, as they are quite nice. And please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.